Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Eleanor Turret bringing this to our attention, guys. This was breaking from yesterday. I'm sure you guys have all heard. At this point, the SEC has filed a notice of appeal in the Ripple case. James K. Filan was originally the one who brought this to us. Here is the official filing. Please take notice that the plaintiff, the SEC, hereby respectfully appeals to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit from the final judgment entered by this court on August the 7th, 2024. So this was dated yesterday, guys. What is this going to mean? Of course, as you guys have probably noticed, XRP has dumped and dumped quite a bit, actually. I've got XRP here on the chart. And, yesterday we were already coming down a little bit. We came back down under 50 cents, under 60 cents, excuse me. And now we're down about 12% since yesterday's price. We did go down almost 15%, and now we're rebounding back up. So only down about 12% since yesterday. So this has obviously affected XRP traders. Sentiment is down in the dumps. For XRP specifically, I guess I should say, broader market, we're down to 36. So, it's not like the rest of the crypto market isn't down either. But guys, take a look at XRP in comparison to some of these other altcoins. Some of the other altcoins, they're down single digits. XRP down about 11.16% within the last 24 hours. From the time of this recording. So obviously XRP took a big hit. Brad Garlinghouse coming out, voicing his frustration. If Gensler and the SEC were rational, they would have moved on from this case long ago. So, this is the general sentiment in the crypto space. This has kind of been the landmark case for cryptocurrency in the US. And it feels like they're still behaving like a dog with a bone, doesn't want to give it up. It certainly hasn't protected investors, says Brad Garlinghouse, and instead has damaged the credibility and reputation of the SEC. Somehow they still haven't gotten the message. They lost on everything that matters. Ripple and crypto industry. The crypto industry and the rule of law have already prevailed. While we'll fight in court as long as we need, let's be clear, XRP's status as a non-security is the law of the land today and does not change even in the face of this misguided and infuriating appeal. Remember, when the SEC tried unsuccessfully to file an interlocutory appeal, they made clear they had no intention of challenging XRP's status as a non-security. So at least we can rest assured that despite the fact that we are seeing XRP dumping today, and guys, again, this is the short term. This is XRP on the daily. This is the short term pain based on the fact that we did get this negative news. Overall, the crypto market has been dumping, as you guys did see probably here. Let me zoom back in on this. As you guys probably did notice, even the last couple of days before we did get that notice. So we got the notice. Again, this is the daily chart. We got the notice on this day here. The market had already been going down before, so let's not put too much stock in the price movement at this point. 24-hour crypto saying, I bet Gary Gensler still checks his ex's Instagram, just like he can't seem to move on from the Ripple case. Some things you just can't let go of. It certainly feels like there is something more behind this than what is readily apparent, says Brad Garlinghouse. The truth and the corruption always comes to light eventually. Are you surprised, asks Michael. Here, I'm not surprised. I am pissed. I'm pissed that the SEC is spending our taxpayer money on a losing battle. I'm pissed that they are able to act without recourse or consequence. Regardless, we will prevail, guys. So this coming from Brad Garlinghouse himself, for Ripple, for the XRP army, and for the crypto industry. So it doesn't seem like there's, too much in terms of logic standing behind this decision by the SEC. Eleanor Turret also tweeted out Stuart Alderoty's original tweet here discussing this. So Chief Legal Officer Stuart Alderoty says Ripple is considering a cross appeal. Believe it or not, the SEC. So Stuart does start by saying the SEC's decision to appeal is disappointing, but not surprising. And I think, we were all kind of waiting with bated breath, looking at our watches, looking at the date, just waiting for the SEC to drop the hammer. This prolongs what's already a complete embarrassment for the agency. The court already rejected the SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly, and there were no allegations of fraud. And of course, there were no victims or losses. Instead of faithfully applying the law, this agency under this chair continues to engage in litigation warfare against the industry. We are evaluating whether to file a cross appeal. Either way, the SEC's lawsuit has been irrational and misguided from the start, and we're ready to prove that yet again in the appellate court. Once again, taking a lead for the industry. So, they are looking to perhaps cross appeal here. Bill even saying, just how unlucky is the XRP community? The SEC sues Ripple just at the start of the bull run and now files an appeal on the anticipated eve of another bull run. And what about these practices of SEC staff immediately responsible for these decisions, making the decisions and then running away like cowards into retirement or other jobs while investors incur losses from their actions? Well, we're going to get to that part of the story because there apparently has been some other revelations that have come to light. We got to look into them a little further. So let's just take this for what it is. Ripple's going to cross appeal. That could be good. Fred Rispoli here responding, considering would be malpractice not to file one. So a cross appeal. Matt Morrow saying, great. I wouldn't give the SEC $1. This is the problem with government workers. They take people's taxpayer money and screw things up, as majority have never owned their own business or worked a job. That's why the majority of people today, especially in Western countries, don't trust the government. I don't know if I would say the majority of people, but certainly I think that number is growing. Well, people don't have faith in the SEC, and that is definitely getting larger and larger. Not much of a downside to doing so as long as the case is going up for appeal anyway. This coming from Mark Fagel. Though in my humble opinion, while the SEC's appeal is tough but feasible, Ripple's appeal on institutional sales is probably dead in the water. XRP Ranger saying, may as well appeal everything at this point. Grual pulls a Hinman and hits the road. Classic bargain price on XRP. So, as Bill did point out here at the beginning, at the beginning of this bull run, and we're really just trying to get gearing up, ready to roll for this particular bull run. This bull run's going to look very different, guys, than the last bull run when the SEC did drop the lawsuit. As I've been saying in the past, there were not a lot of exchanges listing XRP at this particular point, yet the price of XRP rallied significantly. If we just take the beginning of 2021 and we just take it up to the top here, XRP still did rally over 1,000%, despite the fact that cryptocurrency exchanges decided to delist the cryptocurrency in the United States, which is the most heavily traded crypto market, at least at that time it was. So you got to think, all things considered, XRP, in my opinion, and in many other people's opinion, not going to miss this rally. Even Nick Crypto Crusader here saying, welcome to XRP capitulation. Over the weekend, all I saw on X was everyone screaming that XRP was going straight to the moon. Well, I warned you all. We now have to hit key targets, and I am more than happy to see the price action. Now, I'm sure you guys are probably asking, Nick, what does this appeal mean for XRP? Let me say this: it means absolutely nothing, says Nick, and I kind of feel the same way. Because of the logistics, because XRP is now listed on these exchanges, it's not going to matter. People's perception of it right now in the moment as they're hearing the news, they're panic selling. This is why it went down 15%. But really, overall, guys, it doesn't matter. The SEC has lost their reputation as a regulator. That is working for the people. They are regulating through politics and are picking winners and losers. They don't even focus on what the SEC says or does anymore because they won't be the agency regulating crypto. For the future of XRP, and even Ripple is still very bullish. Don't focus on the target. These types of announcements and the recent moves in the market are supposed to kill the sentiment. And so this sentiment, it does feel like it is being a bit squashed right now. But again, I should reiterate, market sentiment is at 36 anyway. So it's not like it's just the XRP news, guys. I know there are a lot of people right now selling their XRP because of this and are flipping bearish. This is exactly the goal of this type of price action. Welcome to the capitulation. And for those of you guys who want to know more on what I'm doing, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Is this a good time to buy more XRP or not? I don't know where you guys stand. I've been holding my bag for quite a while. But if you want to know what I'm doing, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The capitulation is real. And, these types of events are good for crypto buyers if you guys are still looking to down cost average. Fred Rispoli here posting this. SEC appeals. Ripple will cross appeal. The SEC's company-ending district court case against Coinbase and Kraken will continue. Life continues. Don't freak out. He does also say, though, but if you are a crypto single-issue U.S. voter, you absolutely cannot vote for Harris Wall's ticket. There is no reset. So some things here that the XRP community are wondering, like Augie, why are Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson listed on the appeal? Didn't the SEC drop the charges against them? Fred here responds, they only dropped the charges for institutional sales, so they're still responsible for the rest. Does it now go back to Judge Torres? Fred Rispoli did respond here, only if the Second Circuit reverses all or part of her August 7th judgment. So, guys, Here's some more with regards to this from Mickle. The SEC notice of appeal in the Ripple case shows that the agency is aiming to challenge Judge Annalisa Torres' ruling. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do at this point, really. But he goes through this, okay? The process, first is the filing. Okay, this formally begins the appeal process, signaling the SEC's intent, though it doesn't guarantee the appeal will be heard, so that's something we have to remember. They're just filing for now, guys. The court might reject it. Briefing. Okay, both sides will submit briefs, with Ripple responding to defend the ruling. Then there's the review. The case is expected to go to the Second Circuit of Appeals, where judges will review legal issues, not factual disputes. And then there's the oral arguments, okay? These may be held, but are not guaranteed. Can the appeal be denied? Okay, keep this in mind. While the appeal itself can't be outright denied, the court could dismiss it if it lacks merit or procedural requirements aren't met. It can also affirm the lower court's decision without changing the outcome. The duration. Appeals typically take several months to over a year, depending on court schedules and case complexity. And then we've got new trials, okay? Appeals rarely lead to new trials. The court may remand the case back only if significant legal errors are found. However, if the appeal affects specific parts of the ruling, like institutional versus retail XRP sales, further proceedings on those aspects may be needed. So for secondary sales, guys, we did already hear that those are not going to be affected. Chip here saying, here's what it means. XRP is not a security. This appeal only applies to Ripple's secondary sales. So again, something very important to remember here. Secondary sales are not actually directly part of it, says Mickle. Programmatic sales by Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson, and then the fine, disgorgement, and probably a few other things. So again, guys, at the end of the day, don't think that this is going to affect XRP the same way it did during the last bull run. And even during the last bull run, remember, XRP still went up 1,000%. If we take that into consideration, and even if we were to just say worst case scenario, all these exchanges did, again, delist XRP, and XRP only went up 1,000% from today's price. We're still looking at an XRP over $5, actually, $5.84 per coin. So, and that's from today's price. So, guys, again, I wouldn't worry too much. Anders here saying he feels a lot better after reading this. Now, Jeremy Hogan did respond as well. This is a screen grab from Jeremy's tweet. His initial thoughts on the SEC appeal. Big mistake by the SEC, okay? It will appeal the programmatic sales ruling, and if it wins, it will get more money from Ripple and have protected no one. Ripple will raise its blue sky law issue, and if it wins, the SEC's ability to regulate the entire crypto space is essentially destroyed. So they're in a very precarious situation. They have to tread very, very lightly here. Not a good calculation of risk by the SEC. It would make a poor stock trader. Number two, this is an appeal by right, not like when the SEC tried to appeal before. The trial judge can't reject the appeal. Number three, the SEC is very, very likely to lose, both statistically and based on the fact-heavy way the judge wrote her opinion. Number four, even if the SEC were to win on appeal, it's very, very likely just a matter of money. Nothing would change as for XRP and its use by Ripple. So that's interesting to note too. He also says, number four, I guess again, in a couple of weeks, we'll also know what issues the SEC is appealing, and then it must file its first brief by mid-December. It will not and cannot be appealing that XRP is not a security. So again, guys, very important to note here. Importantly, watch for whatever the SEC is appealing the injunction. Number five, a ruling from the appellate court won't happen until late 2025 or early 2026. I posted it would take until summer of 25, a couple of months. I was wrong about that, sorry. Number six, I refuse to believe that Attorney Gruwal announcing his leaving the SEC the same day the appeal was filed is just by chance. I'm a little kooky like that. The only hope of this all being over soon is if there's new leadership at the SEC. If Trump becomes president again, I will humbly accept the role of Director of Enforcement and refocus the agency on protecting you from scams, fraud, and thieves. So Jeremy Hogan here giving his 2 cents, and Anders feeling a lot better about that interpretation. Now, some people did respond to Jeremy's, this was the original tweet thread here, some people did respond to that, like Plan XRP saying, Jeremy, wasn't the SEC's interpretive memo for the food industry's fight against stamps, tokens, and tickets in the 50s applicable in this crypto case? And then he brings up this old paper clipping from the 50s. Stamps, tokens, tickets are not considered securities unless redeemable for a security. Jeremy did respond. That memo made its way into the amicus brief, I think. I'm speaking on behalf of a friend, says Crypto Knight. We're happy for you to make another video as role of director, but let's be honest, your wife has the face for the camera. Truth, says Jeremy Hogan. So some people here keeping it light in the comment section. I think, people are looking to Jeremy because we have historically, all of us guys, we've been through a lot, and Jeremy has always been there, to kind of ease the pain a little bit. And, this is kind of the first, the first instance of reading this, coming from a lawyer, understanding that this is all just doom and gloom. It's news that is occurring now, XRP capitulating, but ultimately, guys, we are still in a good position. Now, I guess I should mention the other part of this, that Director Gurbir Grewal has stepped down from the SEC, okay, basically an hour or a few hours after they did mention that they were going to appeal against the Ripple case, the exact same way Jay Clayton did when they brought on the Ripple case back in December of 2020. So this now is, something that is making the XRP community go, Megan here also bringing this to our attention. SEC's Director of Enforcement now under investigation for corruption. So some people were wondering, why is he stepping down? And then she dug up this article here, guys. And apparently this was from last year, October 2023. So I don't know if this was tied to a plan for him to step down. But, I read this and I was like, okay, at first I thought this was October 2024. But anyway, let me just read this for you. The SEC's Director of Enforcement is now under investigation for corruption, according to a new case in Trenton, New Jersey. Senator Michael Testa has called for immediate legislative action to investigate the New Jersey Attorney General's office in its handling of a 2019 prosecution involving a businessman with ties to U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. And Gurbir Grewal, the American attorney and prosecutor who's currently the Director of Division for Enforcement for the SEC Commission. He served as the 61st Attorney General of the state of New Jersey from January of 2018 to July of 2021. So it gives us a little bit on him here. But as I'm reading this, I'm realizing it's not really giving any more information. This move is aimed at facilitating a comprehensive investigation into the Attorney General's office under the administration of former Attorney General Gurbir Grewal. So, it was a little misleading, unfortunately, and apparently he had been planning on leaving for a while now. Even Tom Emmer did post this. SEC Director of Enforcement Grewal encouraged lawlessness and chaos at Gary Gensler's SEC. Well, that is not disputable. He even admitted it to us on the record in 2022. Good to see him packing his bag. So, I think this was a planned exit. At the end of the day, though, guys, I don't really think it matters too much. Again, I don't think it's going to really affect, all the positive things that we have been hearing about Ripple and XRP. Nick Crypto Crusader posting this. Okay, look at the pattern of the SEC, especially in terms of their decisions to appeal the Ripple case. They waited for the perfect time to cause as much damage as possible to retail investors behind XRP. Think about what happened leading up to the appeal, okay? RLUSD being minted, XRP ETF filing, open interest surging to $1 billion plus. This was all within a 72-hour period to the appeal. This was a strategic move to cause even more damage. Anyone actually viewing the SEC as an agency that is protecting investors at this point needs to check themselves. I think it's very clear, even going back to December of 2020, right before altcoins went absolutely crazy, when the SEC dropped the lawsuit, they killed momentum at the perfect time and also caused $15 billion in damages to retail investors just upon the announcement of the lawsuit. I didn't even mention the taxpayer money loss, the $200 million in fines Ripple paid, and the hidden losses in deals, potential partnerships, expansions, etc. The SEC is not an agency for the people, it's an agency against the people and against innovation. The SEC should 100% be abolished. If you take it a step further, you might even think, is this planned because they know what's coming down the pike, because they know XRP holders are going to get frustrated and they're going to get impatient and they are going to panic sell, guys, as we have already seen, 15% down. On top of the fact that, the crypto market had already been dumping. So as of the time of this recording, we're seeing an XRP trading again back at 52 cents. It is unfortunate, but guys, I think there is some positive news ahead. This is just another one here from Marty Party discussing the SEC henchman enforcement director Gurbir Grewal departs the commission. This is the guy that has been the main enforcer for Gensler's aggressive attack on crypto. So now that he's gone, what's going to change? Is anything going to change? I think ultimately we have to remember the positive, okay? RLUSD, guys, that's going to bring more value to the XRP ledger. There's the XRP ETF filing. Do you think it's by coincidence that they filed that? And, now of all times that we're hearing about this appeal, this is not going to matter. Institutional interest is still going to surge into XRP. And then the open interest surging to $1 billion plus. Guys, it's trading at 52.3 right now. This is not the end of the world. The rest of the crypto space has also been moving down. We still have to wait a little bit longer before we see XRP reach what it's capable of. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.